thanks for coming back to the BNS channel. So I have my new Lumi. It's a light. It's a light case for my cell phone. So you know how a lot of people have like those rings and all kinds of different things, and so I figured I would try this, and I kind of like it. Makes the lighting is nice and bright. Excuse the mess back there. I've been away from the office for almost a month, and it just keeps piling up. So at World Tour, I did one of the expos was fundraising. And that was the table that I got to do. Now you all know I love fundraising. I've got a whole playlist on fundraising that this particular video will get added to. But I wanted to kind of do the presentation for you guys here on YouTube that I did at the Expo. How awesome is that? So I think the biggest thing is that I want people to understand that doing fundraisers is probably one of the best things that you can do for your business. And I'm not saying that just because of the giving back aspect, because that's kind of a no-brainer. Giving back is something that we as human beings love to do. Well, I suppose not everybody loves to do that, but I do. So fundraising is a really big part of my business. When I realized that fundraising could actually benefit my business, not just the aspect of giving back, but that it would benefit my business, I thought, what have I been waiting for, right? So now I tell all of my new consultants that it is a beneficial thing to go out there and find a fundraiser right at the beginning. Have your launch party and then go and find a fundraiser. Yeah, sorry, my nose itches. Maybe it's the light. So the big part that people get confused about or concerned about, or maybe what holds them back, are a few things. One, they don't know who to ask, how to ask, where to go, what to do. My suggestion for that is call the secretary at the school and say, look, who is the person in charge, or who is your class advisors? Who are your coaches? Who are your team fundraiser people? Who's the head of the PTA? What kind of clubs do you guys have? So ask those types of questions so that you can find out who the people are in charge, so that, hold on, I gotta turn this off, hold on. This is real, guys. You want to find out who's in charge of these groups and these teams and these organizations so that you can contact them about fundraising. You know, you have to ask. So this is one of the things that I do a lot too, is if I see somebody on the side of the road and they're having a car wash, I'm probably going to stop and find out who's in charge of that fundraiser, because they're probably going to need more money. Bake sales, same kind of thing. Stop and ask. I do know, like, things like the Boy Scouts and Girl Scouts, they have to do their own fundraising. They can't reach out to other companies to do fundraising. If you've ever noticed, the only fundraising that Girl Scouts do are the cookies, and I think the Boy Scouts is the popcorn or pizza. I forget. But they have to do it within their own organization. I'm not 100% sure about that, but that's what I've been told. You know, so do that. Search out these people that you know are going to need funding for uniforms. They're going to need funding for traveling, for transportation and lodging, you know, those types of things. I do want to stress that I love to do fundraisers for things like the ASPCA or the Battered Women's Shelters, or, you know, organizations that are purely volunteers. However, the stickler about that is that you need foot soldiers. And what I mean by foot soldiers are people that are out there selling for you to earn sales towards this fundraiser. You can't, as a consultant, you can't be the one that's out there selling, because your customers are already buying from you. And if you're constantly at them asking for sales towards fundraisers, they're not going to want to buy from you. And potentially they might not buy from you, which means that the fundraiser is not going to be very successful. So it's important that not only do you make the organization aware, so let's choose the ASPCA for example. if you're going to do a fundraiser for them, you want to make it extremely clear that you need people to go out and do the selling, unless you're going to have an event. If you're going to hold an event and you sell product there, then that's one thing, because you're the one that's doing the selling, but they still got to get people to come in to shop, right? So you want to make sure that you get as many volunteers at the ASPCA to help you with the selling, to become foot soldiers. Include their children. Tell them, let's recruit your kids and people to go out and sell. Because if you don't have enough foot traffic, you're not going to earn enough sales to give them a nice chunk of money to help towards the fundraiser, which that means that they're not going to come back to you. Because if they're not making a lot of money from you, they're not going to want to do fundraising with you, okay? So that's why it's important for you to make sure that there's enough foot traffic, okay? Okay, so the other thing is people get confused about, well, how much do I give? And I don't want to give my commission. That's why I don't do fundraisers, because I don't want to give up my money. Well, here's the deal, okay? Here's the dealio. When you do a fundraiser, I personally, now you can do whatever you want, and I've held off giving this information over the video, but I think that it's pretty common across the board for most consultants. Some give more, some give less. It really depends on what you're wanting to do, maybe what the cause is and what you want to provide for funding. However, the average, okay, is 20%. And if they ask, or if they sell over 2,000, then I give them a 5% bonus, okay? And the reason is because we get a 5% bonus if we sell $2,000 or 2,000 PRV in 1 month, right? So the other 5% that you would keep would go towards administrative stuff like folders and brochures and order forms and samples and, that sort of thing, okay? Some people give that to the organization, and that's totally fine. They take the administrative stuff out of pocket. That's totally up to you. So thinking about it in that regards, when I say fundraiser, to me, it's the opposite. It's the same, but the opposite is a party, okay? It gets entered like a party, but at a party, you keep the commission and you give them the hostess rewards. Well, as a fundraiser, you keep the hostess rewards and give them the commission, all right? So remember the hostess rewards over here, because let's say you have a $2,000 fundraiser. Well, that's a lot of hostess rewards that you're going to get. And remember, it's 50% off or totally free, because that's what we give our hostesses. You become the hostess of a fundraiser. That product that you gain from that fundraiser can then be turned around and used at an event where you're going to get 50 to 100% profit, right? That's just what it is. Now, there are different options of what you can do with that product. You can use it for another event. You could actually use it and sell more for your fundraiser that you're trying to earn money for, if that is available to you, because sometimes people don't have the ability to have a table or to present it without an actual event going on, okay? So these are different options of what you can do. It is totally, totally worth it, right? The biggest part about a fundraiser is if you do a home party, let's say you might get 10 new customers. Well, you do a fundraiser, you could potentially get 50 to 100 new customers, all right? Now, obviously, it's up to you as a consultant to follow up with them, all right? You want to make sure that you're doing that, and you can watch my follow-up video for that. Because once you've gained them, because they're coming to you from a fundraiser, there's really no relationship that you have with those customers. You need to build that relationship. So follow-up is going to be extremely important in order to keep them as a customer, okay? All right, so now that you know who and what you give, what do we put and how do we do it, okay? My most successful fundraisers are typically with classes. There's more foot soldiers, there's more people out there selling, and I usually incentivize them, okay? I don't know what's wrong with my nose and why it's itching so much. So I want to show you, first of all, what I put in my foot soldier packets. So the foot soldiers are going to be, wow, there might be a hair on the end of my nose. The foot soldiers are going to be the people that go to grandma's and go to Aunt Sue's and all of these people to gather orders, right? So that they can start earning money towards their fundraiser. the easier it is for your foot soldiers, the more they're going to sell, the more incentivizing you do, the more they're going to sell, right? And making it fun for them, the more they're going to sell. Now, you're also going to probably want to incentivize your customers, right? Those customers are new to you. So not only are they helping the fundraiser, but you want them to keep coming back to you. So that customer service has to start before you even meet them, all right? So here's a few things, and guys, this is just something that I do. You don't have to do this. Some of it may be over the top for you, but I'm telling you, I've had some very successful fundraisers, you know, in the $7,000 to $9,000 range. So I can tell you that it's been working for me, all right? So in the packets, I use the Fundraiser Packets, okay? So these are the envelopes that you can get from the Scentsy family store. Now, I've heard people that use manila envelopes, and I'll tell you why I don't. To me, this is more professional. When you're going to people's houses through the packet, right? I'm not physically going, but my packet is. You want to look like a Scentsy consultant. And if you put it in a manila envelope, the people that are seeing this are going to say that it's completely unprofessional. Now, you could decorate it, and I've seen some that have been very successful using manila envelopes, and I've used them in the past too. But my personal opinion is this is a little bit more professional. Okay, it's got all the information there for you to give the child. There's also some information on the back. Okay, so it's a quick visual for your foot soldier. And I'm calling them foot soldiers because it could be students, it could be adults, whatever, okay? And it helps for organization and for double, triple, quadruple checking money, right? Because they can enter that information on the front of the envelope. Okay, so I use these. Then I use the showcase brochures. Our showcase brochures are beautiful. Now this is the, I'm cheating here, and I just realized that, I hope I don't give too much away. I don't have an old one. Oh well. I use the showcase brochure. It's the new one for spring summer 2016. So the showcase brochures are excellent. Why? Because they are a very quick reference to what we offer. Now, one of the things that I like to point out is that when little Susie goes to grandma's to sell, she's gonna go, "Here, grandma, can you buy something for my fundraiser?" And grandma's gonna take this, all right, and she's gonna look through it. Now, if she had the catalog, she could be sitting there for some time trying to go through every single page, right? She probably would do it, but little Susie, or whatever I named her, is gonna be growing rather impatient. And so grandma's gonna have to make a quick decision, and having the showcase brochures is so much better because it's full page, right? 2, 3, and then the back, all right? So because everything's on 1 to 2 pages as far as product goes, the last 2 are kind of all the scents that we offer. So you're looking at like 2 full spreads of product, which is so much easier to glance and look over and say, oh, okay, I'll get this one, right? So it's a much better presentation. It's a quicker, easier, right? Because we're looking for simplicity. It's easier for your foot soldier to sell with the showcase brochure rather than the full catalog. Now here is the question that I'm sure a lot of people are asking. So Edie, do you do the full catalog all the time, or do you do individual product fundraisers? I'm gonna give you my opinion. Again, it is my opinion. Not everybody will agree with it, and that's okay. That's what opinions are for. I prefer full catalog fundraisers because I have tried a Scent Circle fundraiser before, and I find that the price point is a lot lower, even if you do 6 packs, okay? The price point is a lot lower. Therefore, more sales are needed in order to gain enough sales to give money back to the organization that's doing the fundraiser, okay? So $500 worth of scent circles is a lot, okay? But that's only one product that they're choosing from. And I feel there's, you can only use so many scent circles in one order. I mean, you can keep coming back, but in that one order, I find that the lower price points and limiting it is limiting your fundraiser. The fundraiser that I had done with Scent Circles was about $500, and I gave them, $120? That's not a lot. You do a full catalog fundraiser, and you can do $7,000 to $9,000, and I'm able to give them $2,000. There's a big difference. And you know what? Giving them $120, they may or may not choose me as the next fundraiser for them. By giving them $2,000, I can pretty much guarantee they're going to call me every year, which they do. Okay? So that's just my opinion, and I want you to understand that that's my opinion, and it's not something that, I've heard people are extremely successful with Scent Circle fundraisers, the Buddy Clip fundraisers. If it was my choice and I had to do a one product fundraiser, I would definitely pick a higher product price point. The Buddy Clips are $15. It's a little bit better. Also, know your audience. Okay? Know who is going to be buying, who's going to be selling. If it's kindergartners, oh my goodness, the Scentsy Buddy Clips might be the perfect thing for them. If it's a sports team, scent packs might be the best thing because they're going to know what the product is. They're going to push them out to their customers and their friends and family and probably do really well in sales. But I don't want to limit myself when I do fundraisers, so I do the entire catalog. Okay, moving on. Also, with the showcase brochure, there are no combine and saves, which means that you're earning even more money for your organization, right? Because you're not giving sales out. All right, so showcase brochure gets put into the fundraiser packet. Then, because in our catalogs we don't post our buddies anymore, because you guys buy them so fast, I print out a flyer that shows the buddies that are available. And at the bottom, I always put, all buddies are while supplies last. So please pick a second choice in the event your first choice sells out before it's ordered. So this is what my little flyer looks like. Okay. And I'm going to put this inside of the showcase brochure in the place where the Buddy Clips are. Okay. And I will tell you, this new showcase brochure has a perfect spot for a rub and smell sticker right here. You might have gotten a sneak peek there. And that's helpful too because they can rub and smell a new scent, right? So you might consider putting rub and smell stickers inside of your brochure. Okay, so the buddies get put in there, and then I also do information on the diffusers. Now there is a 3-fold diffuser information sheet that you can purchase from the Scentsy Family Store. I do use those a lot. Matter of fact, I'm out because I just finished putting together a 62 student fundraiser and I ran out. Actually, I only had the 50 pack and so 12 of them didn't have any. But you can put that in your showcase brochure as well. Okay, so the other thing that goes in the packet is going to be a order form cheat sheet, what I call, okay? I put 8 to 10 regular order forms in my packets. I don't photocopy because ultimately that'll cost you more in the long run because you're going to have to make photocopies of the order forms to give to the customers and then cut them up. So time, ink, and paper, not worth it. We already have them. Buy them while they're on sale right now and stock up on them, okay? But I put this sheet together. This is all handwritten, then I just photocopied it to give them an idea of how to fill out the order form. Now you'll see at the top, there's some instructions about filling in the top part fully, okay? Because as part of what I do with a fundraiser, I want to make sure that we're enticing the students because, let's say it's a freshman class. They're earning money for project graduation or prom. As a freshman, they really could care less about that because it's not part of their life right now, okay? So by enticing them in other ways, helps them to sell. Sorry, I think I just bit the side of my cheek. So I have this document. It's called Must Read, Please, Helpful Info for Your Fundraiser. And basically it's just a cheat sheet again for the fundraiser itself. So it says this is a free shipping fundraiser. Do not charge shipping, right? Because it's more than likely going to be over $200. Main state tax is 5.5% and calculated with the subtotal. Checks are made out to Beauty and Scents, and all money is due at time of order. No combine and save packages are offered during a fundraiser in order to raise the most funds for your organization. The order will arrive in approximately 3 weeks after the fundraiser has ended. Turn in your money and orders to your homeroom teacher by, here it's going to be Thursday, February 25th, 2016. I put 15. Oh, well. Please return packet even if you didn't sell anything. We encourage you to try to sell at least one thing. I've learned in the past if we don't ask for them back, you're going to lose out on a lot of money if they're packets that are being thrown away that were never used. Because if you can get these back, there's order forms and stuff in here that you can use again, right? Your organization will receive your funding money on or after the 15th of the following month. There will also be some awesome prizes for the top 3 sellers based on total sales. A ticket into a drawing for each fully completed order form. See sample. Okay, that's what that was for. There will also be a random drawing for all customers, so let your customers know. Top selling classroom will also be treated to a pizza party. So this is how I am able to get the students to want to sell. That 5% that I keep goes towards these prizes. Okay, so ultimately I might not be spending any money on the prizes at all. The only thing that I might be spending money on is pizza, and if I choose to make it myself, then it'd be less anyway. So on here, there's a little graph that shows, right here, that shows the first 3 top prizes. So $25 Visa gift card, a $10 Visa gift card, and a $5 gift card. So based on the amount that they sell, depends on what the Visa gift card total is going to be, okay? Prizes will be delivered at the same time that customer orders are delivered. If there are people that would like to order online, then they can go to this link. Make sure you write your customer's name and total on your fundraiser packet so you get credit for your order. And I write big, big letters right here, okay? Call or email me anytime. I'm here to make sure that you are successful and to make as much of the money that your organization needs. Get out there, sell, share, sell. And then I have my contact information. So it's a pretty basic tool for them that goes in their fundraising packet. Okay? So that's the paperwork. Now the other thing that I will put in there is some of our sample packets. Depends what I have. If I have some testers that are current, I might throw some of those in. Right now I have a lot of these, so I'm going to throw some of those in, as well as my business cards so that they have the ability to get a hold of me. So that's what goes into my packets, and you know, we do really well. I think that fundraisers can be understated. I think that you all should try them. I think that you potentially could be making a lot more customers. You know, you have a fundraiser like that, you could also make annual sales awards. So recruiting could be huge with a fundraiser. You know, all these people that are introduced to Scentsy that may not have known what Scentsy was, you never know, they could potentially join your team, right? So what's important as well is when the order comes in, you want to make sure that you're packing the orders for the customer and giving them information in those bags that could be beneficial to them. Whether it's a thank you card or reasons why they should be joining, your business card, maybe a postcard that says you've earned or you helped raise this amount of money for your fundraiser, whatever. But you want to make sure that the packet has some information in there. The other suggestion that I'm going to give you is, if you can, put a sample of something that they didn't buy. Okay, so if they didn't buy skin products, then I'll probably put a skincare product in their bag. If they didn't buy wax, then I might put a wax sample in their bag. So you want to get them introduced to something that they may not have tried or known. Okay? So that kind of wraps up the whole fundraising thing. I hope you found this valuable. I know that when I did the Expo at the World Tour, people were very interested and very thankful for the information that was given, because a lot of people didn't know, or a lot of people were scared of them. So I hope you're leaving this video with no fear, that you actually pick up a few fundraisers this year and have fun with them, because it could be potentially completely business changing for you. All right? Thanks everyone, and have an amazing day.